swim in it, we cook with it, we drink it, and our bodies are 70% of water. Most living things on our planet can go weeks without food, but only days without water. So it would seem like we might want to take every precaution necessary to ensure our water is safe for whatever we need to use it for. And that is where this little device comes in, the Turbidity Meter. A cool device used to measure the turbidity in water. But what is turbidity? Simply put, turbidity is the measurement of water clarity or transparency. Suspended particles such as silt, algae, plankton, and sewage can cause water to appear somewhat cloudy or murky. These particles scatter and absorb light rays rather than allowing the light to be transmitted straight through the water. Even simpler, the clearer the water is, the safer it is to use or drink. So I know you're wondering, what's in the box?
What's in the box?
Inside this box you will find your meter. 3 bottles used to hold your calibration fluids, aka standards. These fluids range from 0.0 NTU, which we'll call blank, or 1 NTU, and 10 NTU. These are strictly for calibrating the meter. You'll also find a sample collection bottle. If you don't know what you're sampling by now, I suggest starting the video over before you move on. There are also 6 10 milliliter bottles used for testing and calibrating, and a charging cable for your meter. Now, to give the proper reading for the clients, we are first going to have to calibrate our meter. Now this should be done each day before collecting any samples. For this meter, you will calibrate it for one of the 2 different readings you expect to get. If you expect to get a reading of 1 NTU or lower, then you need to calibrate for that by using the blank and the standard 1 NTU. If you expect to get higher readings, then you'll want to use the blank and the standard 10 NTU. Using our gloves, the first thing we want to do is grab a sample tube and the standard blank. Use the standard blank to rinse out the sample tube 3 times. On the 4th time, be sure to fill it up to the line and screw the lid back on. And holding the lid with one hand, use a lint-free cloth to wipe the glass as clean as possible. Perfect! Now we can turn the meter on. Select Measure, then select Turbidity with Blank. Insert the bottle you just filled with the blank standard, making sure the white line lines up with the arrow. Now give it a courtesy push to make sure it's all the way in. Close your lid and then press Enter. Give it a few seconds, then the meter will read blank done. Remove the bottle and dump out the blank. Using the same rinsing method, you will fill up the same bottle with the 1 NTU standard fluid. Again, wipe the glass as clean as possible and insert it back into the meter. This time, you will press Enter to scan sample. Once the sample is scanned, use the up and down arrows to select Calibrate. Set the NTU to match the NTU standard you just filled the bottle with. Once it matches, hit Enter to select calibration and save it. For the 10 NTU calibration, you will simply repeat the same steps, only using the 10 NTU standard instead of the 1 NTU. So congratulations! You have now calibrated your turbidity meter and you are ready to test your first sample. You still want to remember, it is always best to rinse your sample tube with your collection just as you did with the standards. Once you have done that, go ahead and give it a wipe with the cloth and insert your sample tube back into the meter. Again, lining up the arrows with the white line. This time, you will go straight to Scan Sample without blank, and then press Scan Sample. If you have any doubt that you're getting the right reading or not, you can always scan one of the standards as a sample collection to make sure it is still reading properly. And there you have it. You, my friend, are now a pro.